stars standing in that tower, watching the burst of light, the whole thing explode around you. All of the molecules and submolecules and molecular structures dissolving into a unity of comedic atomic chaos. Light, flow, destruction, glow, misery, suffering, pain beyond belief, released immediately. And then there's love, pure love, your essential form untouched. And you look around you at creation, and there is no destruction. The place still is. And so are you, intact too. There is only a clarity, a feeling. And I'm in a tall tower, looking out at all of this. And wow, feeling the unity, like all of life is flowing through me into creation from the top of this tower, 360 degrees, like I'm the center of the earth or the center of creation, and that around which it is created. And then I realized that centering thing is in everything and everyone, and that's the nuclear explosion, and that's how it's done. And we've brought it from that moment to this moment, and that's how death is undone. We see past it. See, death is just a transition into clarity, a going home, a return to the heart, a refresher course so we can come back here and beat ourselves up some more. But now, because of then, is now. I remember, boy, and this feeling being rekindled while I was a kid, maybe 7, 8 years old, and they started bringing movies around and showing atomic explosions in the schoolhouse, And God, that all felt so familiar to me, And some part of me, the more mischievous side was snickering, saying, yeah, let's do it again. And the other side of me's going, And we danced a little dance around that one, but that cued me up. That reminded me of the awakening, the clarity, the truth. That's how you survive nuclear explosion. And people have done it in physicality. There was a gentleman that was right under ground zero in Hiroshima when that hydrogen bomb went off and destroyed everything. And the X-rays passed through him, but somehow the wall beside him protected him. And he was able then to go out and chronicle the horrible massive destruction around him and of its effects on the people as he walked out of the city. And it got worse and worse, not better and better, you see. But he lived to tell about it, a living witness of a nuclear explosion in physical presence, 3D. He wrote a little book, I don't know, it's around somewhere, a little skinny gray one. I found it in Friday Harbor, Washington, up there in the library when I was killing some time one time and needed something to read. Boy, what a powerful thing that was. But again, that was a reminder to me personally of the nature of that explosion and what truthfully happened there. When the death came, you saw the life around you, undestroyed, unfettered, untouched by any of that violence. And you remembered again then that you'd been living in an undivine paradigm created of, well, let's say a holographic reality that really can be destroyed. Can portray itself that way the same way you can in a movie, but there is no real destruction any more than there is in a movie. You see? We've been living in that movie. It's a strange thing. And when you have moments like that where you pass into life through an obliterating death, the nuclear explosion is the new clarity of life. You see it as it really is, and you see yourself in truth. And you are amazed every time at the gracious nature and the ever-expansive character that you are, that's in your heart, that is you. Powerful shit, babies. Transforming death, bringing ourselves back to life right in the here and now as if that was happening now, because it is. It's a nuclear explosion of love. The light of life, coming alive inside each and every one of us. A presence that is felt from the heart. See, you look around you and you see it as if you were dead and gone from it. As if the movie had dissolved and now you remember your reality and you're living in love, in the full presence of love, always. And creation around you is unchanged by the nastiness, the cruelty, the horrible horrible wars and death and destruction there in that movie, just beyond us a bit as we die into our life again, you see. But now the presence of our reality has come to be and dissolved away the movie. And we see it more clearly now than ever before. See? New clear. That's the explosive love of life. Now, this has little to do with the atomic weaponry of now, which has in essence been neutralized by beings and powers empowered by our human heart to keep us in a little safer playing field so no nutty person could make it go off and harm a whole bunch of people. Even if it's in a movie, it's felt, the same way you feel the experiences in the movie. The music just draws you into it. You feel every bit of it. You see how we live it? It's powerful, babies. And our so-called higher selves, which are the audience, participating actively in the movie, completely enthralled by every bit of the powerful and comedic and dramatic play we've been in. Wow. Amazing stuff, babies. Nuclear. That's what's here on this day. The full moon arising in reflection of the sun, golden, just like the Holy One. W-H-O-L-L-Y. The whole heart, the whole presence, the whole person that you are, I are. We are together, united, the Vibe Tribe, each at the center of their own spectacular, loving presence in creation. And living it more perfectly now than ever before, because finally you understand it. You even the score. Ooh, babies, now we're opening up to so much more. Great little ride here as we take flight here with your morning wake-up call. Grandpa Coyote helping you once again get it right, babies. Whew. Wow. Heavy duty, babies, but beautifully so, powerfully so. Oh, we love you so. Here at the Hazy Radio Network and, babies, the Coyote Medicine Show. Don't you know? Loving that Loggins and Messina here as we continue to expand and grow on the Coyote Medicine Show, don't you know? Here on the Hazy Radio Network, babies, the rockin'est network you ever found. The happiest time on this side of town. Hope you're out there dancing around. Got your wake-up call going on now, John? Hey, Jane. Ooh, don't refrain. Let your love come through, shining through all that pain. Yeah, release it. We don't need it anymore. We got the gain. We got the plus. When we got the minus, we got the plus, baby. We're in love now with life. Resonating beautifully through our feeling presence into all dimensions and realities, man. That's how we've practiced such a shadowy thing of our self here and managed to maintain a presence, is by the feeling of it. Why do you think you've never been able to let go of your feelings? Why do you think they get pushed around and reconceived and reconsidered and reconfigured, Because, baby, that's the reality we live in, you see. And some just wanted to, there's some real clever amusement park operators here, and they just wanted to make it as difficult for you as possible. They were clever little devils, man. They know how to make them mirrors wiggle just right and get you lost in them really fast. Maybe you'll never come out of it. They just sit up there in the rafters snickering because they arranged it all, man. And they think they're the smart asses of the reality. But guess what? They got to come out in the bright sunlight sometime, too. There's a punch clock waiting for them, man. Time to check it out and become just like the rest of us. Let's go swimming in the swimming pool and party in the park and, fly over the mountains high around us, man, and just have a great time with life. Let go of all the bullshit, because we've lived in it long enough, and we all got stuck in our little power trips in this dynamic of this amusement park and the unreality in which we lived, and all the dimensions we created to separate ourselves from ourselves, to see how far we could extend our conscious presence and still maintain some level of feeling, not lose ourselves completely. We knew the elements of the ride before we ever stepped in here, same way you do when you buy the ticket for the roller coaster. You're going for the ride of your life, man. This is the giant racer and then some. This is a roller coaster that doesn't go down the mountain, but goes up the mountain at breakneck speed. And it don't have any visible means of compulsion other than your own sweetheart and wants to get there, and boom, away you go, baby. You see? We chose this ride for ourselves, and beautifully so. And we were greatly amused in this heart level as the presence that we truthfully are, the feeling presence, the real presence, that doesn't live in the reflection at all, never really could extend itself into it, but could feel it, and therefore knew its presence in it, you see. There's the unity, the feeling. That's the unifying factor. That's the love in motion. That's the life you're living. That's why you can't turn it off. Or let anybody regenerate it or reprogram it in any way, except as you allow it to be from inside. And then everybody's regenerated with you. And we all step outside there. We get outside of the ride that we've been on, outside of the fun house, I call it, the house of mirrors. Step back into the shining, bright reality in which we truthfully live. And the monkeys in the rafters right along with us, man. The ride operators, too, you see. We had it all. It's an amusement park, people. A work of heart. And it has no greater impact than an amusement park would. I mean, it's a divine experience. It's incredible. The feelings, the regenerative thoughts, the incredible emotions, the powerful passions and experiences we've had here while going through these eons of time have been incredible. Valuable beyond belief. Man, that will keep us from stumbling around the darkness out there in the great daylight now, won't it? We've learned our lessons by going to the amusement park and being amused. How about that? Wow. Are our parents clever or what, man? Of course they are. Who's your parents? Who's your daddy? Well, Grandpa, of course, but always, babies, just remember that. Hey, grandfather of love, right here at 9,000 feet above in the Rocky Mountain sky. Well, there's some above and below me, too, but that's pretty high when you fly at 9,000 feet, you babies. The air is real thin up here and sweet and dear and somewhat clear, I mean, we've got haziness now where we never did before, but that's another part of our illusionary reality we've allowed to be, And just look at the reassurance we're getting, even from the skies around us and the earth beneath us. I mean, there's all kinds of signs and wonders we're creating to tip ourselves off and bring ourselves back in this loving way, back to our full real presence. Check out from the ride now. It was a long ride, man. We got our money's worth here, didn't we? And we paid plenty to get in, too, man. Had to sell pop bottles door to door for a day or two to pay for all that, eh? Hey, you want to buy a nice fresh pop bottle? It's got pop in it. Soda pop, yeah, the old-fashioned kind. The stuff that comes out of the fizzy nose of the elephant. Oh, that was a movie, wasn't it? Yeah, babies. See why we did it? The sparkling essence of life. I mean, that's a perfect metaphor. The elephant head at the soda fountain, and the syrup and the ice and the Coca-Cola glass and sarsaparilla glass back then. That's magic, man. Kids are fascinated with that shit. We love it, man. Even though it might not be particularly healthy for us, it's fascinating as all get out. And in our innocence, because we don't realize any sense of danger in that fascinating picture. In fact, find it widely appealing, hotly so on a hot day, eh? You need some refreshment that way, man. And it feels tingly and good going down your throat and your gullet, man. It's just refreshing as all get out. That sparkly water with the colored syrup in it, man. Wow. We love our amusements. We've loved this ride, every bit of it, man. Magic like that is what got us through. Magic that we could appreciate as the divine child of the heart that we are. Taking this innocent ride, taking this ride innocently, in purity, and never giving that away, but allowing ourselves to be seen as very impure out there in this shadowy, reflective reality we've lived in. Wow, what a journey, what a ride, what an experience. Will you embrace yourself when you get outside and go, whew? Some probably want to go barf in the park or something real quick, but no, we don't want to do that, baby. We don't want to regurgitate that. Let's just be at peace about it all, understanding and appreciating what we've received, and through the magic of that ride. And boy, I'll tell you what, I think we'll be a little more careful about the rides we take from here on out. We've gained some great wisdom in our child heart going through this experiential place called the Fun House, ain't we? Got tumbled around a bit, didn't we? Yeah, babies. Thought we'd lose our spark, but just when we did, when the ultimate, see, this is the nature of the ride in the amusement park, when the ultimate danger manifests itself and you're blown to smithereens, then you see the reality around you blown to smithereens, but you see your life continuing ever present as the grand being that you are in the grand creation that you live, which is unfettered, unharmed, untouched by the explosion you just went through. Now I'm going to let you vibe on that for a little bit. Remember that experience, because there is the clarity, there is the reality, there is the step beyond death that you've been waiting to take. And if you don't want to, it's okay. Nobody says you have to. You can have it any way you want. It's beautiful. It's your heart that's dictating it anyway, not your mind. Your mind's just a silly little thing that kids itself into thinking it's powerful. Hey, it can calculate. That's a good thing. It's like a computer can radiate love from 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky all across the earth on the internet. Isn't that wild, man? But that's part of that elemental illusion. We just did this to remind ourselves. It's a way of bringing ourselves back out of it. Step at a time, but now the journey is unwound. We've been doing the step at a time for a long time. Now we're back empowered. Back in our heart. Back in our truthful child presence. Wow. And we're going to have some fun now, babies. Stepping out there in the sun. Knowing we're the only one, yet surrounded by the only one everywhere. Isn't that something? Wow. Got it clear, dear? Is the old haze evaporating from your heart? Well, Hazy Radio Network certainly hopes so. And so does Grandpa Coyote here on the Coyote Medicine Show and America with that sweet little metaphorical tune we call, Tin Man. Oh, shit, babies. Ooh. So real. So real.
Oh, I never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause never was the reason for the evening or the Tropic of Sir Galahad.